Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we have an interesting story from ancient China that involves a superpower nation, Zheng, and its ambitious ruler, Duke Shuang. So, let's dive in and see how things unfolded. At that time, Zheng had defeated Song, conquered the three-state coalition led by Zhou, and annexed Dai. It was undoubtedly a superpower with unmatched strength, and no country dared to challenge Zheng individually. Duke Zhuang of Zheng, the ruler at that time, wanted to annex another small country, Su. Su was not necessarily weak, as it had survived under Duke Wu of Zheng, Duke Shuang's father, and had managed to survive Duke Shuang's earlier campaigns of annexation. In fact, Su had been causing trouble for Zheng constantly. Now that Zheng had reached its peak in power, Duke Shuang believed it was time to annex Su. However, Duke Shuang faced a happy dilemma: he had too many brave and skilled generals, and he didn't know how to choose. So, he turned to his prime minister, Zhou, for advice. Zhou came up with an idea and suggested that the generals compete with each other in martial arts. Whoever emerged victorious would be appointed as the Grand General. Duke Shuang liked the idea and set up an arena in the square, taking out a precious sword. The general who won the final victory would claim the sword and the position of Grand General. After several rounds of competition, there were only two finalists left, Cao Shu and Zhou. Zhou was Duke Shuang's cousin and a handsome man who was very popular among women. During the competition, Cao Shu resorted to dishonorable means to win, and Duke Shuang turned a blind eye to it. This left Zhou feeling resentful, and he vowed to seek revenge. Not long after, Zheng launched a large-scale invasion of Su, with Cao Shu leading the charge and killing a large number of enemy soldiers. However, Su's defense remained strong, and they managed to hold out for 3 days. On the fourth day, General Cao Shu delivered an inspiring pre-battle speech, boosting the morale of the troops. He was the first to climb the city walls and called for more soldiers to follow suit. At this moment, Zhou, who had lost to Cao Shu in the competition and had missed out on the coveted sword, was shooting arrows from below the city walls. He had already killed several Su soldiers, but when he saw Cao Shu busy fighting enemies, he became furious once again. The defeat in the competition and the loss of the sword had thrown him off balance, and he decided to kill Cao Shu. So, he shot an arrow that pierced through Cao Shu's chest from behind, causing him to fall from the city walls and sacrificing himself. The soldiers saw their beloved general being killed and thought it was done by Su's forces. They swore to avenge Cao Shu, and their morale skyrocketed. Su's defense crumbled, and Zheng won the battle, with Su's ruler fleeing to the state of Wei. Although the battle was won, Duke Shuang was not pleased, as Cao Shu had died under suspicious circumstances. The arrow that killed Cao Shu had come from the direction of Zheng's troops, and it had Zheng's mark on it. This angered Duke Shuang greatly, and he vowed to find out who the culprit was. Zheng Zhuang, who assigned this task to his prime minister, Zhou. Zhou brought along several soldiers to the outskirts of the city to investigate a murder case. After careful examination, they concluded that the arrow used in the crime was not shot by an ordinary soldier. The location from where the arrow was shot was too far from the city walls, and only general could have made such a shot. Based on the direction of the arrow, they determined the position of the shooter. The culprit was identified as Zhou, who had lost to Cao Shu in a martial arts competition. Zhou reported the findings to Zheng Zhuang, who simply said one word: kill. However, Zhou believed that they should not kill Zhou without concrete evidence. Moreover, Zhou's family was powerful and had military achievements. Executing a hero could lead to discontent among the people. So, Zhou thought of a different approach. He suggested that they make Zhou confess voluntarily, as they had no other way to prove his guilt. However, Zhou showed no remorse and lived a lavish life, eating meat and drinking wine every day. Soon, Zhou attended Cao Shu's funeral, where he discovered that the sword buried with Cao Shu should have been given to Zidu as a reward for his martial arts skills. But Zheng Zhuang announced that the sword would be buried with Cao Shu. This angered Zidu, who questioned why he didn't receive the sword, as he really liked it. Zheng Zhuang ordered to bring the arrow that killed Cao Shu, and he said it was Du's arrow, making him the murderer. Zheng Zhuang thought Zidu would deny it, but at that moment, Du broke down in tears. He was heartbroken, believing that the sword should have been rightfully his, as only the most handsome person deserved to possess it. He drew out his own sword and committed suicide. So, in the end, due to a sword, the state of Zheng lost two great generals. One cannot help but wonder if Zheng Zhuang regrets his decision. There is a saying in China that goes, when you are at the peak of your prosperity, you can see the signs of your decline. Soon, the turning point for Zheng was approaching, as Zheng Zhuang grew old and sensed his impending death. He consulted with Ji Zhu, his prime minister, about the issue of succession. The issue of royal succession often leads to chaos, as we have seen in the case of the state of Wei, which I mentioned in a previous video. Although there was no regicide issue in Zheng, the succession problem still caused turmoil, resulting in the decline of the state and the rise of a new hegemon. Now, Zheng faces the dilemma of choosing a successor among Zheng Zhuang's 11 sons, with 2 sons being the most likely candidates, the eldest son Hu and the second son Tuesday. Ji Zhu's recommendation was Hu, as it was customary to have the eldest son ascend to the throne to avoid chaos in the country. However, Zheng Zhuang believed that Hu was too kind-hearted, and in turbulent times, kindness would be a weakness for a king. On the other hand, although Tu was slightly less capable, he was decisive and resolute in his actions, which resembled Zheng Zhuang himself. Finally, Duke Zheng compromised. His eldest son Hu became the next king, and his second son was driven out of Zheng to join his grandfather in Song. The heir problem was solved and the chaos began.